4, 3, 2, 1, go. Hey guys, Ranchin here, bringing on stock of commentary. Is going to be the losers match in Group D of the round of 32 in the Avalon MSL. It's going to be SkyHigh up against C Shield, or C. I'm going to get positions and colors out of the way before doing anything else. As the white Terran at 11 o'clock, we're going to have a SkyHigh of CJ Entus fame, and as the red Terran at 5 o'clock position, we're going to have C, or C Shield, as a lot of people call him. They tend to add his moniker at the end. C Shield to 5 o'clock position. Both these players, having lost their first games, are now playing against elimination, trying to stave it off. Yet another TVT for you guys here. I've been getting a lot of these lately. I'm going to see what they're going to bring here on Carthage 3. C is a player that, well, lately hasn't been playing so well. He used to be an insanely powerful player, like getting some of the best records you can get in Pro League, playing an insane game for MBC. And he's sort of started kind of falling off, not being as strong. I think that evolution kind of began sometime after Bisu left the MBC team. Shield kind of started playing a little less iffy, and he's never really been successful in individual leagues. I think the furthest he's ever gotten in individual league is round 16, at which point he was knocked out, and that's the same story. And actually, that's a lot of people have been comparing Lita to C. That Lita's kind of the same, insane in Pro League, but can't really knock it in the individual leagues. We're gonna see eventually. We have yet to see whether that's actually true or not. C actually setting up very, very early SCV. We're gonna see whether that's to do some funkier just to send out scout. I haven't seen his racks yet, so it might be putting forward a very, very, very forward racks, as we've seen some players do. Now gonna see the racks coming in from SkyHigh. Is he actually sending his SV to the 9 o'clock, putting down his... Oh god, are you kidding me? About player things in the way. I think that's a Rax. I assume that's a Rax. That, by the timing of... I think that's a Rax. Could be a factory for all I know, because the freaking information thing was being blocked. Okay, okay, that is a Rax. Never mind. Timing, what the heck? Who gets a factory in the first 2 minutes? That would be insane. Both players getting their gases up, so yeah, C is setting up a very, very forward racks, thinking maybe he can get some sort of harassment done. I'm going to try to possibly build a marine, or else he's just going to float it up right into SkyHigh's base and get a scout and try to keep the scout inside as long as possible. Yeah, I was talking about how C is not really playing at his prime anymore, and he has a tough matchup here against SkyHigh. He's what, 57% I believe against Terran. Statistics that were used to be higher, I believe. But still TVP's second best matchup, which is still playing very good at it. SkyHigh just now mining once with a 1 SCV from gas, who's most likely going to go for a 1-fac expansion. C on the upside doing exactly the same thing, so both players are going to go for 1-fac expansions, playing more economic builds. And we're going to see what this leads to here. Could be a rather long TVT here for you guys. For those of you, I can feel that some of you at this moment are going, damn it! But what are you going to do? That is what happens. C now has his SCV inside of SkyHigh's base just running around. SkyHigh's TVT statistics is currently 59%, so he's very good with these matchups. SkyHigh, very promising player for CJ. Of course, very well known for simply winning the Winners League finals for CJ, all killing the Hwasong Oz team after Jaedong had gotten 3 wins. And I, of course, commentated those finals, and they were freaking awesome. Both players are putting down their command centers, so it is going to be a rather long economic game unless one of these players... Well, you won't be seeing any uber harassment, or any uber game-winning things coming in the next 5 minutes. Vulture coming out from SkyHigh to start off. We're going to see whether C does exactly the same thing. Not quite sure, actually, if he went for Vulture. Not quite sure, actually, if he went for Vulture. I think he might have just put down the machine shop as soon as the thing was ready, so he might be thinking of putting up a tank. Now, looking at polls, 64% think that SkyHigh is going to take this, while 36% still think that C is going to take this. Marines are going to stand around just to wait for the racks. The racks are going to float inside and going to probably sacrifice itself. Second factory now coming in from C, and first Vulture now is out after the machine shop. Most likely going for mines. Might actually also be going to siege mode on the opposite side. Sky also getting a second factory and upgrading back to fully mining gas. So you can prevent the SCV scout from SkyHigh coming in with that one single Vulture and producing more Vultures at the moment. So I'm assuming we're going to see some Vulture play to start off with. We're going to see whether both players just go for mines or maybe even going for speed. So they try to run by the natural expansion, go inside the main, do some pretty decent SCV harassment. I have seen some players do that. And I've seen some very nice Vulture battles on Carthage 1 back in the last MSL. I believe it was Firebat Hero against Flash. I believe that was on this map that it put on a very, very impressive Vulture battle throughout the first 10 minutes of the game, where we had each player with 2 control groups of Vultures running around killing a lot. Barracks stuck between 2 Marines, not going to be able to move in any direction. Sky ended up putting down his 3rd fac, and C still sitting on 2 for now. Vulture's coming out in full for C, so he's going very Vulture heavy. That could actually be speed he's upgrading. 3rd fac just now coming up. And on the opposite side, 4 Vultures out for SkyHigh. So both players are thinking about apparently the same thing. Are some upgrades up? I'm not quite sure whether that's speed or mines. No more upgrades coming up at the moment. Just focusing on Vultures again. Another upgrade coming in. So both players are playing very Vulture heavy. 6 Vultures for C, 5 on the opposite side. Both players. Okay, now both players should know the amount of Vultures the other players have. So we are going to see some most likely large Vulture battle, and whoever wins that and comes out with a decently large number of Vultures will be able to go inside and severely harass the other person's expansions. Now SkyHigh is going to have his barracks attacked by only 1 single Marine, so he's definitely not going to fear floating it inside of C's base and getting to find out everything there is to find out from there. Both players, okay, let's see, Refinery being put up in the natural expansion by C. I'm not seeing SkyHigh do the same thing, just sitting on 1 single gas for now, getting some upgrades, building a large Vulture force. C sending 1 single Vulture out to scout the number of forces possibly to scout possible expansions. 1 tank alongside coming in for C. I'm going to see what that actually acts as a defining setting factor. SkyHigh has speed for his Vulture. He's going to actually, I believe that's speed. No, okay, mines. Speed going to be kicking in very soon. Unless they decide to go for siege mode instead for those tanks. So no matter what happens, we're going to see some heavy Vulture play so far. Sky just running around with his Vultures at the upper side, planning some mines for defensive postures. Also actually put a lot of mines a little bit far off the middle, so hoping that C actually runs right into those. C getting Academy most likely to help counter those mines in the field. And of course, one of the good things about Vultures is that they do not trigger mines because they float. Now we're going to see some Vultures of SkyHigh. They're sitting up on top of the ramp, not going around to engage. There is a tank on the field for C. Might actually run down, try to pick it off, try to plant some mines into it, but could be running right into enemy fire. More factories being put down. 4 factories so far from C. I believe SkyHigh is at 5, putting it down his 5th at this point. 2 tanks on the field for C. I'm not seeing any so far from SkyHigh. I think I might have missed one actually. Might have been one. Still mines all over the place. No scans anywhere. C's just sending out. Okay, tanks also now on the field for SkyHigh. Sitting on 4. Adding his 5th factory. Just that thought. Also adding his Academy now, so both players going to be going for scans. Composite stations coming up for C now is going to have him a little bit earlier. Also adding in an armory, so upgrades are going to be coming in fairly soon as well, alongside Goliaths and most likely dropships. Well, I assume both players are going to go for starport soon enough. They're very Vulture heavy, so this is a little bit away from the norm. Apparently C went for a scan on top of the ramps. Now going around with those Vultures clearing out all the mines. Didn't quite manage to clear all of them, so he has to be very careful not to walk his tanks into those. He's going to go round and out trying to push SkyHigh away, trying to set up a position. He's actually going to put his 2 tanks there, and has to be very careful not to get them surrounded by Vultures, because if that happens, he's going to be a lot of trouble. So he has to be very quick with his reaction timing, actually setting his Vultures now on the left side. There to some damage, and SkyHigh has a large grouping of Vultures on the right side. If he actually runs down and surrounds those tanks, catches them off guard, he might actually be able to take those 2 tanks out, because they're sitting there completely without support. Not really going to be able to do anything. SkyHigh has his 2 siege tanks up, a lot of mines as well. Not for both players. Not sure if SkyHigh has siege for his tanks. At least he's not sieging them up. Most likely, if he does have siege, most likely thinking of that for maneuverability reasons. So C has actually put a mine at 1 o'clock position, so Sky has not going to be able to set up an expansion on the opposite side. C is putting down